Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location where you are. Thanks for joining the program today. Hope you've had a good week so far, and hope all is well. Today we will be having this uh, discussion, and it came up during the week for us to had this broadcast. It was not the original broadcast for today. So we'll probably have a back-to-back broadcast, or the initial broadcast will be done next week. And those of you who have read the description and the picture on the thumbnail, some of you may be familiar with this story. And I'm gonna play the audio tape at some point in during the broadcast so that we can have an idea. But before I play the audio tape, I would like to put this program into context in respect to the unfortunate incident, which has happened quite for some time now. And there are others also that have happened. So it happens everywhere. So not just only in the immigrant community, but in putting it into context. When people leave their homeland for a better, seeking for a better life due to whatever, let me use Nigeria as a good example because they are Nigerian. When you leave your homeland to get a better life, to be able to provide a better life for yourself and for your children, it is not our wish to end up in such a situation. It's for us to come back home with that glorious and rejoicing, and not with such a news. So just to put it into context, because whatever happened to them could happen or do happen anywhere in the world, and not just to the immigrant community. But in context, when we leave home, we leave for a purpose to better our life and to better the life of our children, and not to end up either killing someone or be killed, all in the name of a relationship. There's nothing worth dying for, nothing material worth dying for. So, and this program is also designed to reach out to those who may be going through or who are going through similar problem, and to make them to understand that there is help out there, particularly us men who don't talk, we don't express ourselves. We must not dismiss the issue of mental health. Mental health is a broad thing. It's not somebody who is crazy. And so it's anything could be responsible, could make us not to feel okay. For example, if you are going through that immigration or trying to settle down, this could create a problem whereby you will be sleeping with one eye closed, one eye open. You don't know, you're not going forward, you're not going backward. Financial wise, anything could be responsible, but when we'll address it, when this thing is addressed. And that is why I chose the topic, a stage in time. What is that stage? Okay. But they say stage in time saves 9. So talking about situation, it's the number one issue, because truth be told, I am not the only one going through it. Some people also are going through it, and some have gone through it, and we can pull strength from each other. However, in the context of this story, it has to do with a relationship, okay? And we've had several situations like this, and it needs to be talked about so that we can see that there is no need in going this far. If a relationship is not working, there are several things one can do. Good solution that one can, not to the extent of taking someone's life or taking each other's life. So I would like to thank those who have already joined us in the comment section. Stephen Owanjua, hello to you too. Thanks for your early messages there. And also Mr. Wale Fatumbi, greetings to you as well too. So I'm gonna play the audio tape. Some of you may have listened to it, and also during the course of the broadcast, I am going to play it again. And but before I do that, I will put this there in there. So I'm gonna play the audio for us, the 911 audio, and to listen to the words there. Then we will now discuss some things that we need to highlight there. Okay, that will give us guidance. Remember, we are here to help one another, and this it's not to crucify or judge anyone. We're not going to do that. I mean, it's not a thing that anyone should do. So I'm going to play it for us to listen to, and we'll now take it from there.
I shot this demon in the face. Yes, me. Subuike Ohuabuna. You can come and take me. She's lying down here. She's always lying.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I know you're very upset, but can you please tell me if there's anybody else hurt? Hello, sir? Sir, are you there?
I'm finished. Shabaka, you have finished me.
Hello, sir. Is somebody else hurt? Or you hurt yourself? Hello?
No,
sir?
no.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that. Now, can you please give me the address to that location? Can you please confirm the address? Sir?
I have nothing to say to you. Chukuna, Zubike. So this is how it ends for you. What, Jojo?
Okay, sir. Emergency personnel are on their way as we speak. I need you to put down the gun so we can talk.
What? No, I can't do that. I need it. I can't do that.
I understand that, sir, but for right now and for the safety of the...
I will shoot myself before your people near me. Eh? You think I'm playing? Eh?
Sir, I know. I don't want you to do that.
Telling me that my mother cannot come and live with me. You cannot come and live with us in Dallas. Eh? Who the hell are you? Eh? You're enough, so you are going to be. Eh?
Sir, are you there? Are you there?
So you can build house in your father's village. You can build house in your father's village. Eh?
Okay,
but I cannot send you
okay.
money. Eh? Me? As you
sir,
I should come and asking you for permission to spend my money.
Okay.
Eh? I'm also Kibu. Marine spirit Kibu. That's what you
sir,
are.
Please.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Eh? You kicked me out of my own house.
Sir, please calm down. Sir, please calm down.
You want to be the man of the house, Abi? Impossible. I'm gonna request you. I'm gonna request you.
Hello, sir. Are you there? Please speak to me. Sir, are there any children in the house? Sir, I would really, really like for you to...
Look at me. Look at my face. It is me that shot you. Eh? So you think you can mess me up and go for free? Eh? It is me that shot you. Eh?
Okay, sir. Can you please put the gun down?
Look at me.
Can you please put the gun down, sir? Please. Okay. I have emergency services en route to your destination. All I need for you to do is put the gun down on the floor. Can you please do that for me?
You Americans,
I would
you can
really...
just... you think you can ruin my life? My destiny? Spoil my name? But if you kill me spiritually, I will kill you physically.
I understand you're very upset right now, sir. But I need you to please calm
what
down.
are you talking about? Eh? Are you an imbecile? Me upset?
No.
Did I say she broke my phone? Eh? I said this of Banje finished my life. And she took everything from me. All my hard work. For what? For what? Because she's a nurse, eh? Because she's a nurse.
I understand your frustration, sir. I understand. But if you don't want to put the gun down, can you please go to another room?
I made
so
her who she is. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. I made you who you are. Eh? She was in the village begging me to marry. Eh? All her family members. Oh, begging me. It was me. You was nobody. You were nobody. You become a nurse and then you start crying. Start carrying shoulder. Start carrying shoulder, acting like madam. Eh? So that you will not give me your check anymore. Eh? Eh?
Sir.
Tell me I should leave. Tell me I should leave the house.
Sir, are you?
Tell me that I should leave the house now. No, tell me to pack my load from the house that I bought.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you please speak to me?
You know how
Can
to
you
call
please
police
focus
all
on?
the time. Wake up and call it now. Wake up and call it now.
Hello, sir. Pick up the phone. Hello? Hello? Sir. I'm sorry. You said who's been shot? Hello, sir. Are you still there?
Yeah, we can hear the how it ended, and so it becomes necessary for us to have this conversation and not brush it under the carpet, because it's not a place that we want to find ourselves. I'm going to repeat myself again, what I said earlier, in putting things into context. This is a pandemic going on in the immigrant community, but it happens everywhere. However, when we leave the shores of our country to seek for a better life, we don't want to find ourselves in this place. And there's help out there. And we also must not dismiss the issue of mental health. Because anything we can snap at any time, particularly to us men who don't like talking about situation. We have to talk. If we don't talk and we bottle these things up, it often will lead to such a situation. We have to look at issues of relationship. What is going on? How can we solve this problem? Nothing is worth dying for. Now both have gone. Only God knows the situation of their children. So we need to start talking about this thing right now. And if you want to join on the studio, you are welcome to join, because this is both studio to discuss this thing both in the studio and in the comment section. And but I will also be highlighting those comments there. So some of us are going through similar situation, and we don't want such things to repeat itself again. Let's be honest with ourselves in dealing with matters, because once you're gone or I'm gone, and that is it. Nothing will bring us the person back to life again. So sometimes it's no shame walking away from some situation. There's no shame in asking for help if one actually needs help. We will also be highlighting or discussing the issue of this entitlement mentality, something I picked up in the audio tape there, so that we also avoid that mentality of entitlement. It's a dangerous path also that no one should tread about it. Yes, it is a very sad situation, Wale Fatumbi. Very, very sad. And honestly, it's going to send the chill one spine. And for such a situation, when you listen to the audio, it's a very distressing audio. I mean, some people can't listen to it, and I can understand why some can't listen to it. So we need to thank you, Maddy Peace. Black people, you see what your people are going through in overseas. Yeah, it happens everywhere, but they need to know what actually people are going through and be able to understand that it's not easy. But we need to be also objective and draw a balanced truth in this discussion, so that we can be able to help one another. The purpose is for us to talk and help one another, and to direct people to where they can get help. There's help out there, whether we like it or not. But we need to take it. We need to take advantage of the help. Particularly, we are in a place where we can seek help in matters of mental health, financial struggle, family struggle, relationship wise. Also, we need to start to ask ourselves questions if relationships are not working again. And what do we do? Do we find a way around it? And sometimes taking a break from each other also could help. And we now see value each other and say, oh, know whether indeed I value you or not. So these are the things we're gonna look at. Like I said, if you want to join on the platform, you're welcome to join, because it's both designed for those on the platform and yes, Lord, will refer to me, Lord, have mercy of us. Maddy Peace, you said poor PUR ancestors is watching you all, but you people deny your ancestors in Europe. This has nothing to do with ancestors, please. What is our ancestors got to do with this now? It's not. Could you clarify what you mean that our ancestors is watching? We denied our ancestors. This is a tragic thing which we don't want to happen to anyone, because, like I said, some of us are going through it, and we need help. So broadcasting it or talking about it, I want to believe that it's going to help someone out there. That is making my own world a better place. So if every one of us make that decision to make our world a better place, then we will talk about this thing in a positive way. I will recognize the tragic incident, but we'll not have to talk about it in a positive manner to say, okay, listen, what is next? In relationship wise, if things are not working out, what do we do? I mean, but what we just listened to is not an option for any one of us. It's not a path any one of us should tread to. It's not something to come into our mind to take someone's life and ended our life being taken. So it shouldn't cross our mind. But if we don't talk about it and we bottle it up and we don't find a solution to it, then, God forbid, it will happen, but we don't want it to happen. So please, we need suggestions, we need ideas. Hello, Stella Doguba Ove. Hello to you too. And we need our women also to weigh in into this matter for us, because we want to learn and hear from you people, how best we can approach this matter, because it also has to do with you women as well too. What do you think we should do right, or what do you think we are not doing right as such? Remember, we left the shores of Africa to seek for a better life. Let's put that into context. Like I said, this situation happens anywhere and everywhere in the world. But in putting into context, when we say we're leaving our soil, our home country, to seek a better life, then we have to approach it in that manner. We could as well be back at home and continue in that hardship. Maybe this would have been avoided. Maybe, I just use the word maybe, if we had stayed back at home, or if they had stayed back at home, maybe this would have been avoided. But when we come to seek a better life, we also should have that in our forefront, that I am here to seek a better life. Things are not going right. But should I now go to that extent of taking somebody's life and taking my life and committing suicide and all those things? And there are also help out there for us Black men. Let me put it that way. The focus also is also on us men. Don't let me use the word Black men. On men generally, we don't talk about things. We don't seek help, or we don't seek professional help to put this thing. We have our own small community and gathering where we can talk and pull strength from each other, but not what you just said. I'm going to play the audio tape again in the course of this broadcast, but so according to Madi, what caused mental health for you people to help them? You make mockery without truth. I don't understand. What caused mental health for you people to help them? You make mockery without truth. Really, I don't understand Madi piece, but so I'm gonna skip some of Madi piece comments because but some I will skip, some I will highlight. He said it's not a must you marry. Nobody can answer me. It's not. Is it a must that you must marry? Is that what you're trying to say? I really don't know what you're trying to say. Is that a question? It's not. Is it a must to marry? No, it's not a must to marry. If that is a question, if you are asking a question, so it's not a must to marry. No, I say that categorically with emphasis. It's not a must, but marriage is on its own is good, but it's not a must. It's really not a must. But how we navigate through that when we find ourselves in this situation and not end up where this couple ended up is what what we want to talk about. We have to navigate through it and ask and see and not end up there. Whichever way we want to look at it, it's a sad situation. So it's not a must. I hope I've answered your question. If that is a question you are trying. I find that there are Igbo couples and they are fighting because of their finances. I'm not happy of their situation. Yeah, finances and other things. I believe you listen to it. There are other things also. Wanting to bring somebody in to stay. In my opinion, if somebody is not allowing me to bring somebody to come and stay, either I just put a stop to it and say, you know what, this thing is causing issues, or get a place for the person outside. So most things are avoidable, and it's not a matter of do or die. This is what we need to talk about. Either I tell the other party, listen, the present atmosphere is not conducive for you to come and stay right now, or I choose to rent a place for them. That's my opinion. Maybe somebody else have a different opinion from me, and so it's something we need to remember. The idea of this is to help those to talk about it, because some people maybe are going through a similar situation. And with the hope that when they hear us talk about it, they will feel relieved. A burden will be lifted off their shoulder. That okay, I'm not the only one going through it. There's a solution out there, and they will say solution because no unity. Yeah, there's no unity. How do we pursue unity in this situation now? That is what we need to now to start to talk about. How do we pursue unity in this situation? If we don't talk about things, how would they go to? How will I get unity if I don't go seek for help? Because if we don't seek for help, we're not going to get the help. That is just the truth. So you said again, which is, I love my race as black race. I have no black man to kick me, but black people are not ready. Like I said, you need to shed some more light on that. This is not about black or white. It can happen to anybody. You see, love can't keep you married, but wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Well, all these things you mentioned are embedded in love. From my position where I am standing, are embedded into love, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So, but at a certain point, we tell each other we don't love each other anymore, which can happen. But does that mean that because we don't love each other anymore, we should go to that extent and eliminate each other? Yes, if you don't love me anymore, somebody else will love me. If I don't love you anymore, somebody else will love you. So we go seek the love we're looking for out there, but not to the extent that because you told me you don't love me again, or I said I don't love you again, then I'll not take your life. Or because I said I don't want your sister or brother to come and live with us, we not take each other's life. Then this idea of entitlement mentality, I beg your pardon, that we have, we also need to come off that us. If you listen to the video when he said, I made you who you are, you were this, for crying out loud. We are all tools in the hands of God, or in the hands of our Creator, whatever you believe in. We are all tools, and He uses us to help one another. That doesn't mean you own me or I own you. It is a privilege. I keep saying that we should see it as a privilege for being able to help someone, whether you marry the person at the end of the day or not, or whether you have a relationship with the person at the end of the day or not. It makes no difference. We are just a tool in the hands of our Maker, or in the hands of karma, that moves us and motivates us to do things for one another. But that does not give us that right of entitlement that I own it because I made it. I mean, it's across board, the man to the woman. It could be even brothers to brothers and brother to sister and sister to. So we need to get off this entitlement mentality us. Because that entitlement mentality has also contributed to the situation on ground, the sad situation. So we need to get off that. So it's a must. It is a must to marry for be married. Without a race, I don't know. I can't understand that. Maddy, peace, please. Love can build your life. Love can made your life. So okay. Someone real question, maybe people should stop getting married, and that won't solve the problem. I mean, there are people who are not married today and commit such heinous crime, okay, on those. So it's not about whether one is married or one is not married. It's about avoiding it in the context of this. If we can try to put things in the context of this discussion, will help us a lot, okay? In the context, because there are happily married people out there. Let's acknowledge that Don't let us run away from the fact that, oh, because this situation happened means that there are no people out there that are happily married, or there are no people out there that will walk away from the situation. There are people that will walk away or find a solution to the situation. Of course, there are. But in this context, we don't want to find ourselves in that position. And some of us are going through it and asking, how can I get out of this situation? What can I do to help this situation? And I did say there's no shame in walking away from something. No shame. There's no shame in asking for help. No shame at all. It doesn't make you less who you are. It won't take anything from you, but rather it will make you a better person at the end of the day. So people say maybe people should not get married. I know you put a question mark at the end of it. No, people, it's a personal choice, but it ain't going to stop anything, married or not. But in the context of this discussion, if it's not working, we seek help. Sometimes take a break from each other. Then maybe you value each other the more, because if you are not there or she's not there, then maybe they will not say, oh no, maybe I've been judging this person wrong. You'll not be able to take a look at yourself and say, you know what, let me see how I can turn this thing around. So, like I said, we are not here to judge or to condemn anybody, to see how we can help make our own world a better place by giving and helping hand in advice, in suggestion, in opinion. So that is where love can break your life which is kind of ugly. Malipi said it was a question. Yeah, okay, it is a question. So people should not get married. No, that it's a choice to get married or not to get married. But like I said, in the context of this discussion, they're married just like millions of people out there who are also happily married. Some have been in this situation and they walk away from it. They didn't end up killing each other. Some seek for help. Talked about it. So nothing is off the table. Don't let us take anything off the table. Yes, we talk a lot about politics, but this is part of life. It is our life. Politics or not, this is who we are. This is our life. So we're going to talk about it. So I hope I answered your question. If I don't, maybe somebody else in the comment section will be able to help to shed more light on answer your question. Okay, make it preset by preset. I'm used to I see this your word preset by preset. Here, there. So when you say preset by preset, could you please give me guidance on what you mean by that? I know what preset by. So where do we start from? I started by putting things in context. So are you suggesting, please could you clarify for me that, okay, we should start from when people are dating or how they met and before they got married, or they got married because they want to go to abroad and all those things. So if you can throw more light on it, then I'll take it precept by precept. Remember, I don't know it all. You guys are giving me guidance. If you don't know, that's why I appreciate you in the comment section. I'm following your guidance in navigating this discussion. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Again, you said in Europe, forget married, Babylon system. No, that's no, I don't think that is a fair comment to make, that in Europe we should forget. Marriage is universal, whether in Europe or, because this situation also, for your information, it has happened in Nigeria before, of a man who killed his wife or whatever it is. It's happened in many other countries as well, to married couples. So it's not about Europe. No. Like I said, It's condemnable in all aspects. But when we leave the shores of Africa and we say, I'm leaving Africa for a better life, or anywhere you are, you're leaving that place for what? For a better life. Such should not be part of it. That is the focus here. It can happen anywhere. It can happen to anybody. I could just remain back at home if I really want to. Then let me remain back at home. Then, so if we can put this at the back of our mind that I left for a purpose, the focus, and let me stay there. And these are challenges and stumbling blocks we're going to meet along the way. It's not easy in Europe, in the West. Agreed. You can see even those who try to cross the Sahara Desert or the sea or whatever. You see what happened to them. Millions, thousands have died out in the sea there just for this better life. So these things are avoidable. They're preventable and they're avoidable. So may we not find ourselves there or know anyone who is it? Ike Ogema, is this an adult conversation? Why so rudimentary? It is an adult conversation. And why so? I don't understand the rudimentary you're actually trying to. So, could you clarify what you meant by rudimentary there? I don't know if you heard the audio that was played. So, there's nothing rudimentary in what we are talking about, but maybe you can give us guidance or you can shed more light on what you I know it's a question, but please kindly shed more light on what on your question, please. Thank you very much for that. So Ike Ogema, I have your name down so that when I come across you again, I want to believe that you're going to shed more light on your question, please. I love this topic, honestly. I hope people will listen with open mind. Yes, we have to keep an open mind and approach this discussion with an open mind. And I pray that we don't hear such stories again. And I pray that going through this situation, we will understand that there is help out there for us to avail of. It's very, very important that to know that there is help out there. We can pull strength from each other. We should have this conversation. This won't be the last. I take it upon myself to make sure that this conversation won't be the last. We had a broadcast some few months ago about love, marriage, sex, relationship, etc. And I remember one of the panelists, I'm trying to remember his name, was disappointed that we are not having that talk again, or wish that talk continue. Yes, it will continue. I'm trying to remember his name. I can picture its face. And Madi again, in Europe you can marry and your woman have man friends. Europe system. One thing I want us to understand is, I say, before you met your wife in the context or your girlfriend, she has friends, both male and female friends, and she cannot just discard them just because she's with you. Yes, it may reduce the interaction but they are still friends. They were there before you came into the picture. So it's up to her now to know how to manage it, or you to help her to know how to manage it, because you want her to focus on you guys to focus on each other. But she has friends before she knows you, and you have to recognize these as well too. So you have to recognize this. It's not an Europe thing. It's everywhere in the world. Before you know me, I have friends. So I just have to learn how to regulate my friends and give that priority to my partner, not just to discard them and cut them off completely. It doesn't work like that, because some of them have been a support system. They've lived their life together and they're friends, except we are not coming clean at each other to say, oh, it's beyond friendship, or there's something underneath it. But if they are just friends in the true sense of friendship or friends, then it will not be wise to just, because she's with you, now discard everyone, or you ask her to discard every one of them. Let's be fair to one another, okay? Thanks, Ike. It says a rhetorical question. All right, thank you for that, sir. Lefranc, largely we need to understand the environment we find ourselves. The system here operates differently, but this really is extreme. Yes, I can agree with you. It's an extreme situation that happened there. Yes, they operate a different system. Thank you, Lefranc, for this comment. They operate a different system here. Well, let me in going through, when I asked myself, how am I going to start this program? Okay, we operate the same similar system back in Africa, in the sense that the man has a superior power, or don't let me use the word superior power. It's easier for us to tell the woman, we're not doing it again, move out of the house, this and that. They say what is good for the goose is also good for the gander, if I am correct. So now they find themselves in a place where they now have that power to exercise. They exercise that power too. So we need to draw a balance. That is what I keep saying. We need to draw a balance, because nobody wants to be told, leave my house. Either the man or the woman. Leave the house. Whether the house is yours or not. If the relationship is not working again, there is a better way to go about it. I personally recommend for the man, if the situation is that toxic or that bad, you leave, because you can easily manage yourself. If kids are also involved, because it will not be easy for her to start to leave and this and that. I can also understand the situation, or the extreme situation you highlighted, but where we start, if the man is not a danger to you or is not a threat to your life, why need to call the police? If it's just an argument or that we raise voice at each other. So, like I said, we need to draw a balance. This is a system that happened. But in the case of Africa, we have another part of the system that is very helpful, which is a community and a family system, whereby sometimes family gets involved to help to save the marriage. It's also a good system. I mean, not the extreme aspect where the man is abusive and this and that, but no, in the case that they are really having situations, and sometimes family stepped in and said, listen, guys, you guys can't continue like this. We have to find a solution to this problem. So it needs to be balanced. We need to draw a balance. I believe in a balanced truth in whatever we are talking about. But let's have it at the back of our mind that the objective is to put out word there to our fellow that, listen, there's help out there. You don't have to bottle this thing up. We don't want to find ourselves in this position tomorrow. It could be you, it could be me, it could be anybody. So if we put words out there and make our own world a better place, then if by this broadcast, I don't know, we're able to save a life, trust me, we've done something. Save a relationship, we've done something great. We've made our world a better place. At Lefranc, yes, you agree, definitely that is too extreme. So it is very extreme. Stella, they both don't know the essence of life. It's a pity. Well, it's unfortunate. I hope we all get to know what is the essence of life. It's a pity they've gone. They've gone. The material things are nowhere again. That's why I stated earlier. Anything material is not worth dying for. it doesn't worth it. Because once you're gone, you're gone. In my play, they say, who don't die, go. Once you're gone, you're gone. So, what is the point? Because these material things, you can get them back again. Let's imagine you walk away, or either of them had walked away. They will still maintain their job. Their salary will still come, whereby they can buy another car, another house, and everything. Walk away from the situation, even if it's temporal, for both of them to calm down, and maybe they will not value each other. But because once there's life, they said, there is what? There is hope. So I seek help. I'm not an advocate of divorce or separation or whatever it is. But if people can't help it, there's nothing I can do as well. So I'm not in their shoe. They know what they are going through. So if that is the path people want to take, it's between them and their God. But like I said, for the record, I'm not an advocate of it. I won't be either. But we need to we need to be truthful to one another. Thank you. People marry these days for what you have. The system is getting better for mankind. Okay. Let listeners sign in. Some might be interested in live discussion. Yes, I said this program is for both panel people to come on the okay, sorry, my apologies. So I am going to please accept my apology. I thought the link was already there. So I am going to post the link now. Please accept my sincere apologies for that. So if you want to come in on the platform to have this discussion, you will be receiving the link soon. So you should have received the link by now. And you can sign, you can come in, click on the link, and that will bring you into the platform. Please accept my sincere apology. But we will also be weighing on those in the comment section. Some people, wealth matters. People get mind. Or yeah, people wealth. Some people, they are very materialistic, but regardless of that, it shouldn't lead to that point where we'll start taking each other's life. No, it shouldn't lead to that. Thank you for that, Ojit. Then you must marry your right mate, be patient and find your real mate. That is I don't know if it's this is Madaina. I don't know if it's you. If it's you, Madaina, I will greatly appreciate you come on the platform, and that will help. I've already posted the link, pasted the link in the comment section. I believe most of you must have received it. Finding the right mate is another. It's what is a right mate and what is a wrong mate? I struggle with this word right mate, because you can't read my mind. I can't read your mind. 100%. We can't read each other's mind. So at that moment, I may be your right mate. At that moment, you may be my right mate. And as you know, people change. Situation changes people. So how do I determine what are the factors that I should look at, use to determine that you are my right mate, I am your right mate? I won't come to it. Won't, because of that, I do not come to that point that I'm going to take your life. What are the factors? There's a word I'm looking for to use. Well, not the factors. If I find the word, I will use it. So what are the factors that I will have to look at to say, oh, in the next 20 years, I have seen it that you are my right mate. You're not going to take my life. No matter what I do to you, I won't take your life. You won't take my life no matter what you do to me. We are not going to come to that point. What are the indicators that I have to look at? That's the word I'm looking for. What are the indicators that I have to look at to say this person is my right mate? This person is not right for me. And don't forget, we pretend. We pretend a lot. Please, when you are coming, you have to have your camera on. Thank you for Iken sent. I'll come to you. I just need to take some few comments. So, Ike, you are signing in with two devices. So I don't know if it's you. It appears you are signing in. No, not you. So it's somebody else. Okay. Be honest to yourself. Love yourself first before you can love someone. Yes, the truth. I mean, Christ said it. I mean, love your neighbor as yourself. I mean, if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. But like I said, we cannot sit. Let's avoid sitting in a position to be judgmental in this, because we don't know whether he loves himself or not. It wasn't like this before. And for those of you joining us, I am going to play the audio again, so that, I mean, like I said, we don't know their story. They must have had some loving moment between themselves. And unfortunately, things turns to be what it is. I mean, unfortunately, they ended up in that spot whereby they took each other's life, or it killed her, this and that. So we need to ask, what does it mean? I mean, please, we need to get Ike. You have to turn on your video, please. Madam Nelly, before, that is the rule for Dr. Damage channel. So I have to respect it. We have to respect this rule, please, if you want to be on it. So, Madam Nelly, Iken Ascent, thanks for joining. Sorry, I'm trying to bring you. So, let me just say how many comments we have, then I will yield the floor to you first, Ike, and then let's see this. Who is this? Same email. Okay, I believe it's you. Okay. Somebody said, analyzing the call, according to Wale Fatumibi, analyzing the call, there are many things involved, e.g., his mother, our tradition in respect to his upbringing, his wife, USA. Yes, thank you for this, Wale Fatumibi. And I will let Ike, before you say anything on your mind, I will let you. Can you weigh in on this comment, please, on Wale Fatumbi's comment? I don't know. Have you listened to the video? I mean, the audio. You've not listened. Okay. What we will do again is Wale Fatumbi. I will come back to this comment. I want to play the audio tape again. It is very distressing. But first, let me put the warning sign there first, for the sake of because of people watching out there, so that the warning sign, the video, the audio tape. So I'm going to put the audio tape now.
Yes, me. Subuike. Ohuabuna. You can come and take me. She's lying down here. She's always lying.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I know you're very upset, but can you please tell me if there's anybody else hurt?
We can't hear it.
Hello, sir? Sir, are you there?
I'm finished. Shabaka, you have finished me.
Can you hear it now?
Hello, sir. Is somebody else hurt? Or you hurt yourself? Hello,
No,
sir?
no.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that. Now, can you please give me the address to that location? Can you please confirm the address? Sir?
I have nothing to say to you. Chukuna, Zubike. So this is how it ends for you. What, Jojo?
Okay, sir. Emergency personnel are on their way as we speak. I need you to put down the gun so we can talk.
What? No, I can't do that. I need it. I can't do that.
I understand that, sir, but for right now and for the safety of the...
I will shoot myself before your people near me. Eh? You think I'm playing? Eh?
Sir, I know. I don't want you to do that.
Telling me that my mother cannot come and live with me. You cannot come and live with us in Dallas. Eh? Who the hell are you? Eh? You're enough, so you are gonna be. Eh?
Sir, are you? Are you there?
Oh God.
Are you there?
So you can build house in your father's village. You can build house in your father's village.
Okay,
But I
okay,
cannot send
sir.
you cane and
Okay,
money. Me. As soon
sir.
weekday, I
Okay,
should come and answer asking you for permission to spend my money.
okay,
I'm also Kibu. I'm also Kibu. Marine spirit Kibu. Marine
sir.
spirit Kibu. That's what you
Sir,
are.
please,
You're a bitch. You are a bitch. You kicked me out of my own house. Turn my
sir,
children against me.
please calm down,
Turn my
sir.
children
Please
against
calm
me.
down,
You want to be the man
sir.
of the
Please
house,
calm.
Abi? Impossible. I'm not gonna request you. Oh, I'm not gonna request you.
Hello, 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 sir. Are you there? Can you
Ifedi no
please speak
wa.
to me?
Ifedi no wa.
Please, sir. Are there any children in the house,
What's that?
sir?
What's
I
that?
would really like for you to.
Idikawu. Idikawu.
Oh,
Idikawu. Look at me. Look at me. Look at my face. Look at my face. It is me that shock you. So you think you can mess me up and go for free? It is me that shot you.
okay, sir. Can you please put the
Nemanja,
gun
look at
down?
me.
Can you please put the gun down, sir? Please. Okay. I have emergency services en route to your destination. All I need for you to do is put the gun down on the floor. Can you please do that for me?
You Americans, you
I
think
would
you can
really.
just, you think you can ruin my life, my destiny, spoil my name. But if you kill me spiritually, I will kill you physically.
I understand you're very upset right now, sir, but I need you to please
Hey,
calm
what
down.
are you talking about? Are you an imbecile? Me upset?
No.
Did I say she broke my phone? I said this Ogbanje finished my life. And she took everything from me. All my hard work. For what? For what? Because she's a nurse, Because she's a
I
nurse.
am I understand your frustration, sir. I understand. But if you don't want to put the gun down, can you please go to another
I
room so
made
that
her
we
who
can.
she is. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. I made you who you are. She was in the village begging me to marry. All her family members. Oh, begging me. It was me. You was nobody. You were nobody. You become a nurse and then you start crying. Start carrying shoulder. Start carrying shoulder, acting like madam. So that you will not give me your check anymore.
Sir, sir.
Agbala magbu egi nebo. Agbala magbu egi nebo. Agbala magbu egi. Agbala magbu egi nebo. You
Sir,
telling me I should leave?
sir,
Tell me I should leave the house.
sir, are you?
Tell me that I should leave the house now. No, tell me to pack my load from the house that I bought.
Hello,
Agbala magbu egi.
hello, sir,
Agbala
hello,
magbu
sir.
egi
Can you
nebo.
please speak to me?
You know how
Can
to
you
call
please
police
focus on?
anytime. Wake up and call it now. Wake up and call it now.
Hello, sir. Pick up the phone. Hello, hello, sir. I'm sorry.
As you can see, the ending. I'm not sure I'm going to play this audio again because it's actually affecting me anytime I listen to it. So I want to. I'm not sure I will do that again. So I will go back to the question, the comment that was asked by for you to weigh in on first because it's a very important. I'm trying to look for it. Just give me one moment, please. That's not the original question. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, I'm gonna find the question. Just give me 1 second, please. There are a lot of comments that have come into it, so I hope I find it quick. Sorry about this. My apologies, please. I just need to take the comments that was made by. Come on, where are the? A lot of comments have come in after then, so it's kind of gone. Break too much ugly, analyzing the. Yeah, I found it. So here is Wale Fatumi said, analyzing the call, there are many things involved, e.g., his mother, our tradition in respect to his upbringing, his wife, USA. Should that lead someone to the point of taking another person's life, and we ended up killing one another? So I love Nigeria. You have to have your camera on for me to bring you, allowing you back into the platform. So Ike, I beg your pardon. So could you please?
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. You're weighing in. Make it brief so that others also, because we have a lot of comment in the comment for us to weigh in or take our comment. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Thank you, electricity. In Western world, what you just heard is common for our people. A lot of our men, especially people that have come in 70s and early 80s, some of them came in to go back home, finish school, go back to home, join the politics or join the government to change Nigeria. But they caught themselves not all of a sudden they realize that Nigeria is not a place to go back to. So they find themselves in the situation where some of them decided to upgrade or follow the system. There is one thing I have learned, both my friends and in my own marriage. December 60 will be 20 years that I have married. I brought my wife like everybody else brought their wife. But there's one thing I learned that is in common to what lead to this. There's two things globally that cause problem in marriage: money and sex. But in our own situation, it's mostly money. Some of our men went home and bring wife to become a nurse and help us. But at the same time, I was a cab driver when I was in college. We did not improve ourselves. Some of the people went home specifically to marry somebody who is a nurse or bring somebody to train them to become a nurse. But it's backfiring to a lot of us. But when I was looking for a wife, the first person that I talked to, somebody introduced me to here in US, says that she was a nurse. I told him no. My mother is a nurse in Biafran War, came to US, become a nurse, and the marriage didn't last. My parents divorced, being nurses. My dad even wanted to kill my mother the same way this thing happened. So why do I say that? Why do I use that as an example? Probably the fundamental from that question, the guy says our culture, our tradition, then America. In America, you define the rule of the game before you even start the game.
Okay.
What is defining the rule?
Okay. Ike, sorry for interjecting you. Yeah, whether one is a nurse or not a nurse, or whether one is an engineer or not an engineer, I don't think I don't think that is
let's look at his part. He says tradition.
Yes.
Tradition. He says wife. He says USA. Our tradition doesn't say that women, traditionally, that women will provide in the family. But our mothers provided, help our fathers to raise us. But in the American system, some of our women, when they come, they forget that tradition. In Igbo, where I come from, a woman cannot go to his father's land and build a home. I'm not supporting what the guy said, though. I'm going by the tradition, the word tradition.
I am going to listen. Let's move away from. We're talking about life now, the sanctity of life. We're talking about, regardless of what tradition, whatever.
I think the guy made a mistake.
Yeah. So
Anybody that took the life of mother of their
another person.
children is a very big mistake, because some of the people that lived to, like in Texas, some of the people that leave to go to court and get convicted, they have tarnished their life. You think
Thank
that
you for
that woman made your life a living hell? When you kill her and you live to tell that story, your life will be worse than where it was before.
thank you
I
very
don't
much.
think any man have a right, or any woman have a right to take anybody's life. I think it doesn't matter. You could have walked away. You could have
Okay.
walked away. When
Thank you for
someone
that.
give you opportunity to walk away, that's
All
my
right.
point.
Madam Nelly, the floor is yours, please. Hello, Madam Nelly, are you there?
Can you go to somebody else while I think?
Okay. Who came in next? I love Nigeria. I think you are next, please. On what is being highlighted, please. Can you make it brief, please? Thank you very much. We're not hearing you. I love Nigeria. We're not hearing you, please. Okay. I think okay. I think we will come back to you. All right. I think Righteous Man, you came next, if I'm correct. So before I love Nigeria comes, can you weigh in on what is on the screen, please? The question, the issue. I mean, what is highlighted on the screen? Can you weigh in on that, please?
Yeah, good evening from here to everyone that is in the panel today. It's really very unfortunate, you know. I've watched that. I've watched it. I think it should be 2 years ago. I watched it, and that very day, I was really, really emotionally down. You know, it's quite unfortunate that it happened. It shouldn't have happened. I think the guy had no counsel. Nobody was giving him a counsel. You know, the best thing is to walk away from such marriage. You know, it's not a must. Traditionally, religiously, you just walk away. Damn the consequences. As long as you're alive, you still make it. You know, it's very unfortunate that both of them, I think, lost their lives. It's very unfortunate.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I love Nigeria. I think you are back. So the floor is yours to weigh in on the comments, please. Okay, we still cannot hear you. I think that's we still cannot hear you. All right. If you can fix it and come back, I will the floor. Mr. Wale, you're there. The floor is yours. Can you make it brief, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, like first and foremost, RIP. To be honest, I used to think I follow all the issues on the internet concerning our people, but I must have missed that one. My mood is very, very sad now, I'm telling you. And this happened about how many years ago? Um, I want to touch on the first thing I commented on, which is the mother issue. And I'm looking at it, knowing, growing up in Lagos, haven't seen many homes, many husbands and wives fighting themselves when the mother-in-law is taken from the village because she's not doing well there. She has different issues that she's confronted with. And the son wants to give mommy a better life, you know? And the wife will say, well, it's not, that is the thing that we also have it also in tradition that never allow your mother-in-law to come into the house because the marriage will not. This is what has been going on in Nigeria since I was growing up. And the mother, that part, that emotional part, I think that was the key factor that ignited all the stuff that the man may have grown up with concerning tradition, etc. But that was the key factor. That my mother, he said it. My mother cannot come and after all I had done for you and etc. and all that. The mother was the main issue, that the mother was to come to America. This is not the first time this thing is happening. The mother is going to come. He wants the mother to come to America, and she's putting every stumbling block using the American system against him. And then he got to the point when he felt that he couldn't do it again, and then he ignited. And unfortunately, the evil to control. I will stop there for others to talk.
But back on what you said, the
Hold
girl's
on.
mother is probably there in the
Hold on.
house.
No. Ike. Ike. There is no
I agree
evidence.
with Ikeo. I'm telling you, I agree with
No,
him.
there is no.
If I was
Let's.
to talk, if I,
Sorry,
so I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Wale.
all apologies.
Okay. Okay.
I do just get from the point where he's coming from. You know, he mentioned Ogbanje. This is not part of the things that we carry with us, whether superstition or tradition or beliefs.
Okay.
All the things that he had been growing up with and everything, all ignited at that point when it was like, hey, my mama cannot come and live. He says there is one issue that even affected me in my own life. I know what it was when my grandma came to stay in the house and what rifts happened when we were growing up. And between my dad and my mom, I would just stop there and put full stop.
All right. Okay. I'm going to throw a spanner into the wheel. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Saving your marriage. If your mother not coming to live with you, yes, we have this connection with our parents or this and that. Which would you prefer? To save your marriage
Double.
and save a life and not end up where these people end up and your mother not coming to live with you? Which matters most? I'm throwing a spanner into the wheel. Now, Ike, you did say that there is no evidence that the girl's mother. We're going by the audio. Okay, unfortunately, like we said, the dead is gone. They are not here to defend themselves, so we have to be careful. If you read the description of this broadcast very well, the dead are not here to defend themselves, so we cannot lay any allegation against them. We have to respect that. There is no evidence of that. But here is it. So if your mother do not come and stay with you, which do you prefer? For your marriage to stay together and not end up where they ended up, and your mother staying where she is? Because we have to look at the situation. If we go by what say, maybe it's the mother that triggers the issue of the mother that triggers or the last straw that breaks the camel back. So if my mother not coming to stay with me and my marriage is saved, which part should I choose and need? Madam Nelly, if you are ready to speak, I will start with you, please.
Listening to the video or the audio of what happened, I thought it was something that just happened recently, but that's not an issue right now. I think sometimes when you guys start this program, we go from one end to the other without, because are we analyzing what happened, even though that the people involved are not here with us anymore?
All
Are
right.
we then analyzing what we hear from the video, or are we actually trying to um, get to the solution why these things are repeatedly
All
happening?
right. Thank you very much.
Why these things are repeatedly happening?
Sorry, Madam Nelly.
Can you give
Madam
me a
Nelly.
minute to land? Can you give
No,
me?
I want to recap. I want to bring you to based
Hold
on
on,
your
hold
question.
on. You're going to recap, but I need
All
to
right.
say one more thing before you start recapping. Um, because before you start all this analysis, we need to get to the root of why is these things happening. This is not the first time. One just happened 2 weeks ago in Florida. So, but this is an old tape that you're playing. It's like it's constantly happening with Africans, with Nigerians. It's not just one, it's a lot of it. So, if we're going to really talk about this topic, why don't we stick with one? What is the root cause of all this? Because if we don't get to the root cause of it, the rain will continue to fall.
Okay. I started by saying it's an old video, okay? And if you read the description, it's for us to help one another and to avoid. It happens every day, it happens everywhere. But if we don't talk about it and hear one another out to help people going through similar situation, to make them to understand that there is help out there, it shouldn't come to this point. So if I now put it into context, because it happens everywhere, if we leave the shores of our country, wherever we're coming from, to seek a better life, we must not end in this position that these people and others have ended. There is a solution out there, and it's for us to get the solution, find the solution, particularly us men that don't talk about what is going on with us. We bottle things in us a lot, and when it's going to explode, it often leads to this point. That's what I'm trying to say. That
electricity, can I tell you that you and I are really talking about the same thing? But what I'm trying to say to you here is that I think later on you're going to have two parts to your program. Number one is like you're targeting the population of men that are already married and they're in a marriage at this moment. Then at the other end of it, you're going to be talking to the youths or people who are about to get married. And for me, what I'm going to say for whoever that is in it right now is that before we even set out to start a relationship and call it a marriage, who am I? Who am I? We need to know, who are we? Do I really love myself? Because if I love myself, then I'll begin to think about loving somebody else. Many a times we don't love ourselves. And we shouldn't even bring somebody's mother into this equation, because in Africa, we tend to feel, because what you're saying is that, should we not allow our mother to come and so that we can save our marriage? First of all, who made that person? It's a mother that gave birth to this person. Why shouldn't my mother come? And it doesn't matter if I will live in a house with somebody and between me and that individual we're quarreling. Should her mother come? Should his mother come? Then we're not even meant to be together in the first place. Before the marriage, didn't I see his mother? What beef do I have with his mother that I shouldn't allow his mother to come? Because I'm Hillary Clinton now? Because I have money? But before I even start that relationship with him, was the mother not in the picture? So that's what I'm saying. Can we really narrow what we are saying, focus on what we are saying, and really know? And in Igbo language, there is something that will say, where did we have the leakage in the first place? I don't think mothers should be excluded in a relationship. I don't think fathers should be excluded in a relationship. And if you feel that your mother is probably causing a problem in your marriage, you should be able to sit your mother down and speak to your mother. And if it's your wife, sit the person down and talk to them. We should be able to learn to have courage. But before all these things comes into play, who am I? Because if I don't know who I am, then going to start a relationship, it's going to end up in a doom. I shouldn't go out there and bring somebody and be relying on that person that I'm going to send them to school. Then they will help me pay my bills, or they will do something for me. This is what I'm trying to say. We all, as human beings, we all have a potential to be somebody. I came into this country with nothing. And I still survived. After being homeless for a while, I still survived. I still made it without getting anything from anybody, not even from the federal government. So if I can do it, everybody can do it. A man should not bring any woman here and send them to nursing school, because you, the man, whether you're driving a Uber or whatever, go to nursing school if that's what you want to do. Don't bring them to come and become your nurse. All I'm saying is that everybody can be whoever they want to be. But if you give up your own vision, trying to look at somebody that the person is going to come in and do it for you, that's what causes all these problems. A man should not rely on any woman, and any woman should not rely on any man. Period. We are all human beings, and we have the potential to be somebody. And then after that, we must factor the mental problem. We must not run away from mental problem. You cannot, without a mental problem, kill another human being. But that's the last resort. We must start telling ourselves the truth. If you can't afford to buy a house in Chakwapa, then get a one-bedroom apartment, for crying out loud. I raised a son in this country, and I told my son, do not ever in your life take a dime from a woman. Go to school. Go to school. I don't care how much money she has. Do not accept accept her money. And when my son graduated from the university, I bought him a car. This boy rejected that car. I said, but why? He said, Mom, you're a woman. He told me, Mom, you are a woman. I will not take this car. So please, all of you here, I am so emotional when our man does this, killing somebody else. Oh, look at what he said in this video. Oh, you refuse to give me your check. Why are you waiting for her to give you a freaking check? Nurses don't make money unless if they are doing 50 jobs. And when you start doing 50 jobs, you neglect your husband at home. Stop banking on these stupid nurses. They don't have money. Without doing 50 jobs, they don't have it. I think I'm going to log off because I get emotional, especially when we don't want to hit the nail on the head.
Madam Nelly, don't log off.
We must always tell ourselves the truth. Men, stop looking at this way. Stop going to Nigeria looking for excuse my language, freaking nurses. They are not going to do a goddamn thing for you.
Madam Nelly, do not log off, please. I'm appealing to you. You know how.
No, because this has been happening in this country for so long. It's been happening. It's been happening. And if a woman, my son is married to a woman today, and the woman is still paying for a school loan. My son is not owing a school loan. Because from childhood, his father left me here 2 months pregnant, and I was able to raise this boy all by myself. And he's such a big person now. He says, Mommy, retire. I said, for what? Mommy, I'll take care of you. I said, no. You be your own person. I'm my own person. And what I'm just trying to tell to people is that we all have the potential to be somebody, and we must not rely on anybody. Because that's what brings about, oh, give me your paycheck. What are you giving me what am I taking your paycheck from you? I didn't even take a child support from somebody. I did not. I didn't give a damn. Just go. I raised this boy all by myself, single-handedly. And I paid all the school fees with his masters. I did everything. So how did I do it? And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm not going to send anybody. And again, if I start a relationship tomorrow and that person ever brings the police into my relationship, that's the end of it. I'll walk away. I'll walk away. Because when I started a relationship with you, we did not bring a police into it. So if there's going to be a police in my relationship, no, that's not a relationship. So why don't we start from day one? Love yourself first, and then you will have an opportunity to love somebody.
Thank you, Madam Nelly. Again, I appeal to you, don't log off, because you've said some important things here. I take that recommendation. We're going to run part 2 of this program, possibly part 3, and so on and so forth. But just to buttress your point, which I said earlier, that we have to come off of entitlement mentality. According to, he said, I made you who you have known. I stated that we should count it. We are all tools in the hands of our creator, whoever we believe is our creator. We are all tools in his hand. So we should consider it a privilege to be able to contribute in other people's life. However, that does not give us the right of ownership of that other person. It doesn't give us that right. So if you bring her or him, it could be brother to sister, sister to, it could be, it does not give us that right of ownership of that individual. It's a privilege to be able to what? To do things for people, whether they appreciate it at the end of the day or they do not appreciate it at the end of the day. That does not give us right of ownership. Madam Nelly, you mentioned the issue of police, and that is a very also an important point that you highlighted. And we're going to have part two. Now, I need to say this. It's becoming emotional, and I can understand. We can make this particular broadcast, end it now, and make it part one, so that we don't become too emotional. It's annoying, and I understand that aspect of emotional. Or we continue. Madam Nelly, you cannot, please, it's an appeal, log off this program. You know my position. You know where we stand on this. We're supposed to have a private conversation on matters, but we've not been able to. So please, welcome Osford. I love Nigeria. I'll come to you. I just need to highlight some few comments, please, and then I'll come back to us again. Thank you very much for joining in. I just need to highlight some few comments, then we move on from there. This person said, a man caught his wife cheating on their matrimonial bed. The woman filed for divorce and still got half of all the man, including custody of kids and support from that. Okay, so that is a solution. But what we're trying is we don't want to get to that point of killing one another. And like Madam Nelly said, which I also stated earlier, we must not ignore this issue of mental health, please. It's not a stigma. Some of us think it's a stigma. No, it's not. It's not. When we say mental health, does not mean the person is crazy. No. Something always triggers this thing. It could be money. It could be immigration paper. It could be anything that triggers this. And once we don't address it, we don't seek for help, we don't talk about it, then it may end up where those couples end up. It's an old story, but we've seen similar stories happen after that. How can we arrest this matter where possible? Some basic men must understand that things can go wrong. The world does not hold you understanding. You must have a stoic attitude. So thanks for that. Mr. To understand that women and the world at large see you as either useful or useless. Only your mother might love you unconditionally. We will come to that. Madam Nelly has weighed in on that because, truth be told, you know what? I will take us for, and no, I will take I Love Nigeria first, then I'll take us for, and I will make that decision whether we should continue with this program. We'll make this part one. It's not going to come to an end. It's very emotional. And I told myself I wasn't going to play the audio tape again, honestly speaking, because listening to it also affects me. So I'm not going to play it again, no matter what. But we'll find a way to get it out there. Mr. I Love Nigeria, the floor is yours. Then we go to us fall, and we'll just see how we go from there. Thank you very much. I Love Nigeria. We're still not hearing you. I think there's something wrong with your system. So what I would advise is log out completely and log in back again, and give StreamYard the permission to access your audio and video. Maybe it should be okay. Thank you very much. Osford, the floor is yours, please.
Okay, good evening all. Mr. Electricity, I remember. Can you hear me? Yeah, I remember I said something about this particular issue, but not on this. I said something about this weeks ago, and you countered me like I did not know what I was saying. I kept quiet because to me, I don't like unnecessary arguments. I said men have to remain masculine. Today's we have so many men that have given into their feminine side. What's happened is a very bad. It's tragic. But I bet you if that man was masculine enough, he would be stoic and know when to have walked away. It wouldn't have gotten to this point. But over the years, he decided to endure, keep quiet, endure. This is a pent up rage. It did not just happen overnight. We want to call it a mental, it's not a mental issue. It's pent up rage that he has kept over the years. But I would tell you that in the beginning, when he started seeing these signs, if he had called her out on what is happening, it would never have gotten to the point where he would have to kill his wife, which is a taboo, and kill himself. So I think we might want to shift blame and say the wife was this. No, I would say, guys, we have to take responsibility. By taking responsibility, you have to know when to say, no, this is not going to work. I said earlier, I said, oh, okay, that day I said, love is not enough. At some point, we need respect. If your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend, whatever, does something for the first time and you let it slide, she does it again, you let it slide, you're creating a pattern. She's seeing it, that I'll do it, I'll apologize, he will let it go. The guy might be letting it go and he's not saying anything, but deep within him, it is eating him. He's not saying anything because he's feminine. I love her now. But he's ignorant of the fact that she does not respect him. A woman or a man that respects you would not continuously do things that would offend you, because they know if they offend you, they will come back and tell you sorry and you let it go. So this is my 2 cents. What happened, it's not a good thing, but as guys, men that would marry women, we should know when to take charge and say, no, this is not going to fly. There are issues you don't even need to argue with your wife. Issues of your mom. There are certain issues you don't need to argue. Your wife should know that your mom is your mom. She is your wife. Tomorrow, your mom would not be there. She would remain your wife. So, I don't know. That's my 2 cents, actually.
All right. Thank you for your 2 cents, Osfor. First, let me address Madam Manelli. This is a new broadcast and not a rerun. So we're going to make this. I'm going to change it to part 1 so that it will reflect part 1. It's I don't know, because if I don't know how to continue this thing, but I'm going to pick up if I can. If I cannot, then I wish Rudolph is here. I thought he was going to be here because we had, when he sent that video, I was at work. I called him. That was the first time me listening to it. I didn't even know this happened, to be honest, years back ago, until recently I find out. And I said, we need to talk about this. So it was agreed. We were supposed to do a different broadcast today. Mr. Wale was supposed to be on that broadcast that we're supposed to do today. But I felt, okay, this deserve more attention. But like Madam Nelly, I'll take that recommendation. In fact, not that recommendation, the advice. We're going to run this program again. And you have my number. If it's very possible for you and I to have a chat before we do a part 2 of this program, I will greatly.
Electricity, I don't say things that I don't do. I called you several times on that number. I couldn't get through.
Oh, okay.
And I left my number. And again, I have to also say to you, I'm not sure, was I not dialing it proper?
Okay, let me.
But then I went and Google, where is this number? Where is this code? It tells me UK. I said, okay, show me how to dial UK. It gave me the code and I still did it. I did it several times.
Okay, I apologize. I don't know.
I left you my own number, because if you're not sure, I easily give out my number. I don't care who calls me. But when you didn't call back, I said, well, I've done all the trial that I can. I couldn't reach you. And the main reason why I wanted you to get in touch with me, I have so much that I can topics if you want to. There's so much topic, but this topic, if I start giving you the statistics, you will be amazed. I don't know why like I said, it just happened 2 weeks ago in Florida.
All right.
And in that family, it was a family of 5 kids. Family of 5 kids. It's a Yoruba guy.
All right. Thank you. I apologize. I don't know. Because Mr. Wale is a living witness. I gave him my number through the chat, and we've been able to connect. So
Well,
let
I
me.
also gave you mine. I don't know what has happened.
I
I
didn't.
know I tried.
I didn't see yours. I didn't pick yours up. I apologize for that. So
I can type it again for you.
I'm retyping my number for you. I sincerely apologize for that.
No, I also give you mine.
I don't hide my number. I'm not in that habit of hiding my number. If I'm out in the public already, so it's 07752788795. So I put the code number and my number in the private chat. I've sent it to you. So if you could send me, okay, you've sent me yours. So please, you people should pardon us for this. I just need to take down Madam Nelly's number so that so I can give you a call and we can talk about this thing. So I apologize for this short 080. No, sorry,
908
908
1961.
686 961. Okay. 908 686 961. Okay. I have it. I just
1961. 1961.
oh 19 you see now.
Yeah.
It's not easy getting 1961 draft. Okay, see, I got it wrong. 1960. All right. Thank you very much. My sincere apologies for that. So, like I said, Mr. Wale, we exchanged number and we've been communicating. You can testify to that. So, my apologies, Madam Nelly. I can assure you after this broadcast, I will give you I will certainly call you because there are a lot of things we need to talk about, not just solely politics. So, I will give each of us a few minutes to talk, and we will end this broadcast because it's emotional, but we're not running away from it. I'm not going to run away from it. Okay, we're going to end it. Then we'll have part two of it as well. So I'm going to put it part two. We'll have part two of it. So I'll start with you first, Mr. Wale. The floor is yours.
I want to continue where my dear sister, please, I beg you, no leave us. Oh. I beg you, don't make us cry. Oh. Please, stay with us. Oh. we need it. We need your voice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What you said, I'm really called controlling myself because I'm a very emotional man too. I want to just touch on one thing again that reminded me as you were talking. It took me back to my childhood. And is this thing, my brother, I think we'll do 1,000 series because you will now start getting into topics that touches at home. You know, you were talking about this ownership thing. Is it not part of the sickness that we have at home? I paid you dowry. I paid this thing for the family. You know, according to our tradition, now it's like now she's now my property. Even though they are Christians or they go to church or they are Muslim, whatever, but this dowry thing that makes me that is not like you're only my wife, but I paid for you. That has to be addressed also. I don't know how to because, like, you know, she said something very, very important. We do not have the whole picture of actually what transpired to, especially what my brother Nana said that piled up to that moment. I wish we have those facts that piled up to that moment, and it's even going to those things. It will not even help us to move forward. I think we need to talk to our youths and address these problems that we have. It's not only this issue of shooting somebody. Nigerian women, men batter their women here in Germany. It is known. My daughters who work at their district office, the first question she asked me when she started working there was, a Nigerian couple came again today. The woman had black eyes. I said, eh? He said, why do Nigerian men beat women? It's almost every week. So it's like We're talking about someone shooting his wife dead and then killing himself after. Tragic. But there are also other tragedies even happening in the same line of thought. I grew up with my neighbor beating his wife almost every day. And we'll be watching from the windows. It doesn't matter what house we lived in Lagos. You will always know one man that is beating his wife at home. So those are the things that we should also address. Besides the woman being the woman, the man being the man. I agree with what my brother talked about masculinity, where a man has to be a man. I agree with him 100% on it. So we need, like I told you last time, I'm going to stop at this. We need to hear each other, my brother. We need to hear each other. We need to hear each other. It will probably help us move forward. We need to hear each other, not only one person that just talking and wanting to be the one that will let us hear each other and harmonize. The floor is the next person's. I don't want to take too much of your time, please.
Uh,
Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. I
Thank you
appreciate
very
you.
much. Let me highlight that masculinity because I stated earlier, even before you joined us, for I said there is no shame in walking away as a man. I did state that earlier. We need to put things in context. Where there is no shame in walking away. There is no shame in asking for help because, like somebody said in the comments, or whatever, once there's life, there's hope. These material things, I can get it back. So if I walk away, I still maintain, I still have my life, I have my job, and I can get these things back. So it mustn't bring us to that point that we will now start killing each other. No, it's not a matter of life and death. And I said we left the shores of Africa to seek a better life. This definitely is not part of the deal. And we must not make it part of the deal. So I yield the floor to the next person. Mr. James, welcome to the show. We will push a little bit further because you are just joining us. So us four, Madam Nelly, Mr. James. Let's give Mr. James the floor. He's just joining, but you always listen at the background. Then I'll come to Madam Nelly. Mr. James, the floor is
No,
yours. Thank you.
ladies first, please. Ladies
All
first.
right. Madam,
Oh,
Madam Nelly has spoken.
well, I have spoken, James. Why don't you go ahead?
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Yes, I've been listening in the background. I'm sure you can hear me.
Yes, I know you are in the background, so that's why I'm not. I know you.
Yeah,
So thank you. I can hear you. We can hear you very well.
it's an unfortunate development. But one thing we should realize is this, but there are a lot of things we should realize. One, this incident is not peculiar to Nigerians or to Africans. It's a universal occurrence. I mean, it can happen in any society, but the frequency varies from society to society. That in some society, you can experience it more than others, but it can happen in any society. In the case of Nigeria, one thing we should really bear in mind is the way the society is organized. Sociologically, the way the country is organized has a lot to do with the character of the people and their resilience to, when it comes to, putting up with problems. Now, from this story we are hearing, I can see that it has something to do with wealth. Our society has become so materialistic that even the dead are respected more than the living. A rich dead man commands more respect than a poor man who is alive. That is the country we come from. But again, as I've said, there's no way we can avoid this kind of things. When I was a little boy growing up in Nigeria, these things were not common. I did not hear of any case of this nature. Maybe we were not licensed to carry guns. We were not hearing of cases of this nature. But as society starts to metamorphose, we must realize that the way we used to live in the 60s, the 50s, cannot be the way we live now. Because as long as we are imbibing the white man's culture, And even those who went to the Asian war, when they come back with foreign culture. These cultures adulterate us, and we are now sociologically not Africans, and at the same time, we are not white men. We are neither here nor there. So this is one of the reasons why we are so confused. Now, it also depends on upbringing. I remember when I was living in the state of Israel some years ago, I met a certain guy from Nigeria. Our relationship was very, very cordial. He brought his wife and a little daughter who lived there happily. Then the wife had an opportunity to go to Canada. We raised money, lent money to the man. The woman flew to Canada. Then with the assistance of some black Americans in Israel, in the city called, Dimona in the Negev, they were able to take the daughter also to America. I lent this man more money. He could not pay, but because he succeeded, we were very happy. The other problem again was he could not pay his rent because of the expenses. I lent him more money again and eventually paid his rent. Fortunately, his brother in the United States was able to walk away for him to meet his family in Canada. Now, his problem is, how will I pay back this man his money? I told him, the most important thing is for you to succeed. When you succeed, you can settle every other thing later on. The man was very grateful. I gave him some little money. He left for Canada. Mr. Electricity, do you know that down till this very day, this man refused to pay back? He refused. I did all I could to convince this guy. His heart was hardened even more than that of Pharaoh. So I had to write it off. Now, should I go and hang myself because somebody swindled me? The answer is no. Life continues. When we were born, we were not born with any wealth. We didn't come to this world with money. So when we are going back, we will also go back naked. So that is just how life is. People should take life the way they see it. It's not a do or die affair. No matter the amount of properties you acquire, when you die, you are not going back with anything at all. So this man who killed his wife and himself because of properties, well, from my own point of view, I might be wrong. From my own point of view, he's a very stupid man. He's stupid for a number of reasons. I had a friend here in the Gambia who told me that if you marry a woman, if within the first 6 months you are unable to bring her under your control, you should seriously think of dissolving the marriage because it will never end well. That was the advice the gentleman gave me many years ago here in the Gambia, about 30 to 35 years ago here in the Gambia. So that is just it. We should try to be humane. We should appeal to our government to pursue social programs to alleviate the hardship people are going through. Had it been possible for us to amass wealth in Nigeria, acquire wealth and invest in Nigeria, these kind of things will not happen. It is because it is extremely difficult to amass wealth in Nigeria. This is why we are now crazy when it comes to material possessions. When I was a little boy, it was not like that. In the city of Benin, where I grew up, money was not everything. Okay, it is true. People hustle to get money here and there to solve this and that. But in my days, education was free. Health services was free. Everything we wanted was free. So there was no need for us to run from pillar to post to make ends meet. So it boils down to how the country is governed, how we are organized, our relationship with each other. These things matters a lot. And one thing people must realize is that money is not everything. Money, no matter how wealthy you are, when Moshood Abiola died, how much did he carry with him? There was a man in the West, they call Henry Faje Miroku, one of the wealthiest men in West Africa those days. He died in Abidjan. How much did he carry with him? Sir Louis Ojukwu, the father of Ojukwu, when he died, how much did he carry with him? The answer is nothing. So the man is a foolish man for two reasons. He could not see through his wife early enough. That's one mistake he made. And secondly, dying because of a woman is very unmanly. So thank you, Mr. Electricity.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. James. Thank you for your wisdom. And you did said something that if after marriage, after 6 months, the man cannot bring the woman under his control. Would you mind to shed more light on that in terms of control, so that it's not taken out of context? In my
Yeah,
opinion,
thank you. Because when I say control, I don't mean the man should misuse the woman. It also applies to the woman. If you marry a man within the first 6 months, you cannot get along with him. Maybe the man is playing around, or is a heavy drunkard, or the woman herself. You see, it's a very funny world we are living in. For example, if let's say you are a working class woman, you are an executive of a company, and your company says you should go and represent them at a conference, maybe in Spain or in Aba or anywhere at all. Now, when I was growing up, the idea, it was not resonating well with most men in Benin of those days, because if your wife will go to Spain to attend a conference, where will she sleep? She's going to sleep in a hotel. And in the Benin of those days, not modern Benin, please get me right, in Benin of those days, it's only an irresponsible woman who sleeps in a hotel in Benin City of those days. So you should trust your wife to the extent that even if you find her in a brothel, you will not have cause to doubt her integrity. But if she's a woman whose integrity you will doubt, then you better pack up the marriage. The same thing also applies to the woman. If what's it called? Your man's integrity, you can't vouch for your man's integrity, you better pack it up, because there are cases of some men. They are married to some women. The women will assist them to build the house, do everything. When the man dies eventually, children from other women will start coming from nowhere. A woman will say, I had a baby for this man 3 years ago. These things are very unbecoming of responsible men. So both sides of the coin should be very careful in the very early stages of their marriages, because in order to avoid this kind of nasty things. If you are not compatible, you are not compatible. If you are compatible, you are compatible. There are some men who don't mind if their wives, are playing around. And some women also don't mind because of the Western ideas they've imbibed. But if you are the type that is very conscious of certain things, these things should be clearly spelled out even before marriage and early stages of marriage, that these are things I don't tolerate. So it's not a question for the men alone. It's both for the man and the woman.
thank you very much. Like I said earlier, we're gonna run a part two of this program. Thank you for joining AY. Thank you, Mr. James, for your wisdom and your advice. You also highlighted something important, which is fixing our system, our government. That is equally also important, and that will I'll make it in a way where we will fit that in. I will do that in the next broadcast. So this part two of this program will be the next broadcast. I'll probably have to change the description because it's about glorious days, and it will work into it about government and fixing everything, putting everything into it. So we will do that. So I would like to thank you again, Mr. James. Thank you. Osford, do you mind if I give AY the floor, or you want to speak first? Okay, AY then. Mr. Righteous Man, I'll come back to you. After AY, Righteous Man, then Osford. Then we'll see how we proceed from here. It's been emotional. It has thrown me off balance, to be honest. I don't know how to continue. But
Hey,
AY, the floor is yours. Thank
good
you.
afternoon, everyone. So I
Sorry,
think
AY, before you speak, for those in the comment section, I would like to thank you for your comment, and I will highlight the comment. I will go through the comment after this broadcast and bring some up in the next broadcast, so you're not being ignored. And thank you, and thank you, AY. The floor is yours. Thank you.
yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So I think Papa James finished the whole work actually. And the guy on the white shirt, I don't know his name. I listened to him when he was speaking. He also made some very, very good point. Like he was talking about like allow things to get deteriorated. I think that's the genesis of the issue. for example, a man is beating a woman, you accepted it the first day. Tomorrow he come back, he's doing the same thing, you accepted. It's gonna continue. So it's gonna continue. We need to know when to stop. The only thing I disagree with Mr. James was the issue of, oh, the man was foolish. Mr. James, I don't really think he was foolish. You know, like where we're coming from now, Africa culture, there is this thing of the family are holding you down, friends are holding you down. Oh, don't leave your marriage, don't break marriage. Religion is holding you down. Even you yourself, you holding yourself down, like you don't want to be seen as a failure. I think these are part of the issue. Because of that, people tend to be more patient and, you know, more like, oh, I don't want people to hear this. But apart from that, completely agree with what you said. If you are not getting along with anybody, man or woman, you try to resolve this issue within that same person. You are not getting solution in 6 months. You escalate this issue to either his family, her family, your family. Try to resolve it. You are not getting an issue. You are not getting result. Walk away. Especially when it evolves. Me, I tell my sister when we discuss it, I say this. I'm not interested on what you are doing with your husband. I mean, you guys can have little misunderstanding. It's normal. But when there are issues that are life-threatening, for example, your husband is taking drugs, your wife is taking drugs, your husband is physically abusive. There are also women that are physically abusive to men. This is the truth. All of them, they are things we should take very seriously. If you see this deep red flag, I think the earlier the better. Because what happened, this issue, they start as, I know the guy on the white shirt, sorry, I don't know your name. He said it's not mental health. It is mental health issue. It is an abuse. It starts with abuse. It keep going. It leads to mental health. That is when you see people react with this issue of, oh, shooting, killing, doing all sort of evil. I know of a case with my friend, his cousin, he was having issue with his wife in Texas. He used an iron. The issue got to a point. He used to abuse her physically. He plugged an iron. He used the iron to destroy her face. I'm like, how can somebody be so wicked? So when you see this kind of abuse, I think people should learn to when to quit. No matter what you're gonna lose, even if you're gonna lose. In the case of America, in the West, sometimes people think of, oh, I'm gonna lose my house, I'm gonna lose so. Forget what you will lose, because it's somebody that is alive that can buy new car, that can buy new house. So don't let properties hold you down. I mean, if you are a hardworking person, believe in God. As long as you've tried to please God, try, these issues are not your fault. Walk away, go and start. If you want to start from scratch, go and start. Because it's when you live, it's when you are alive, you can even think of how to make money. It's when you are healthy, you will think of how to make money. Even emotionally, when you are disturbed, you are depressed, you will even have a job. You can work. So it's when you are really fit, it's then you will say, okay, I can look for money, I can work harder, you know. I mean, the bottom line is compatibility is very, very important. I mean, women and men, they should listen to each other. But when somebody is raising an issue that is very, very deep, we have to take it seriously. But the bottom line is, if things are not working, you've tried all avenue, walk away. It will prevent this kind of disaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Righteous Man. I know you are joining. Just before you come in, I want to highlight something, which Mr. Blackstone's Black Experience. He's saying, "Why are you playing this electricity? Let's respect the dead." Now, if you read the description properly, you will know why I am playing it. And I decided to stop playing it because of how people feel, it makes people feel emotionally. And I did highlight in that description to respect the dead. But you see, when it has to be played to give us a context of what we are talking about. The 9/11 that happened, thousands of people died in it. They still play it tomorrow. Would you tell them not to play it? People died as well too. That's an aeroplane going into a tower. We have to play it to give us context. And you said it is very distasteful. No, it is not distasteful, please. It's history. We can't brush history under the carpet. History is to help us to get better. So that means we're going to stop playing videos then, any videos then, because it's distasteful. There was a warning there that viewers may find these audios distressing. So, I mean, I had to make use my discretion to say, but in the next broadcast, I'm going to play it to give people context of what we're talking about. So, my righteous man, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. We can hear you now.
Yeah, the Mr. AY spoke very, very well. Mr. James, I agree with you, but I disagree that the man was stupid. I shook my head when you made that observation. The man wasn't stupid. You know, all of us cannot be the same. We can't reason the same way. You know, so he wasn't a stupid man, but he may have taken a stupid action, but that doesn't make him a stupid person. You know, 2 years back when I played this video, what came into my mind was the negative effect of the westernization, you know, of a black man and a black woman. In as much as we appreciate what the Western world has contributed to human development, there are very, very negative effects.
We can't hear you again, righteous man. Are you still there? Hello?
Maybe it's network. It's in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's joining us from Nigeria, so it's unfortunate. That is one thing that we need, Nigerians, we need, Mr. James, our government need to do something because most Nigerians would love to join in this conversation. What I just highlighted, I think Oswald, it will be your turn. This person said, why don't these men train to be nurses themselves so they can rake in the almighty dollar? I think you should have removed that question, man, because that's a statement Madam Nelly already made. Yeah, let them go be nurse and make this money. I don't know why. Just
let me say this. Let me quickly say this. Electricity.
Yeah.
The issue of nurse or whatever. It is an overrated job. People, I don't know where people have this mentality. People got this mentality that nurse they make billions of naira. To be honest with you, if you
billions of dollars, not naira.
Yeah, billions of dollars. If you ask me, this is not correct. Nurse is a very hard job, very tough job. It's not that the money is too much. You have to work a long hours before you can even think of making reasonable money. Apart from during COVID, where they were lucky to make more money, the money is not much. There are jobs you sit at home, you make thousands of dollars within a week. That is more than what nurses will make in a month. Let the men look for other field. It's not only about nurse. The only advantage with nurses is the job are readily available. But there are a lot of professions you can go and do well. I don't even know why everybody that is coming nursing. If you are a nurse in America, even your family in Nigeria, everybody think, oh, she's making all the money she. It's not correct. Speak with nurses. It is a very, very tough job. So for me, like even the men, the so-called gold diggers, they force their wife to go study nursing because all they are thinking is how to use the women as slaves. They should stop it. You don't force your wife to. If you are not ready to get married to take care of a house, stay single. You can't depend. Yeah, I'm not saying women should not help men, but men need to know it's their sole responsibility. A woman is helping you, you should be thankful. You should not make the woman your money machine. When you don't get the money, you feel disappointed, then you start a war. They are not your slave, even when they are working. Don't give money to any man. To be honest, this is my own personal opinion.
Thank you. Let me buttress something here. No job is easy in life. No job is easy. But you see, I don't know. I think we will blame ourselves because sometimes we give false impression of, to those even back at home, that this is how nursing is. Actually, they work long hours. I know few. There are 2 jobs or 3 jobs. I always beg God, please, Father God, I don't want to do this job. I appreciate those who do it. I acknowledge them, but I keep saying I don't want to go there. Care, nursing, security, because they are so exposed to a lot of dangers.
Yeah.
Other jobs are exposed to danger, so. But when I hear certain things, I say I don't care how much they pay you, how much they are going to pay me. I don't want to. Some people have lost their license just for even something, a mistake, which is not, and even that is not even their fault because of legislation. I say, why would I want to subject myself to such a job when it's trying to do something right? And I said, no. I wish you guys the best. When I moved to when I moved to UK, my friend was telling me, oh, good. I said, listen, if I can't get the job I want to do, I'm not going to do care. I don't want to. Oh, there's money there. I said, listen, I have seen money in my life. I don't need it. I need money, but not this way. You are lazy. I said, thank you. I'm lazy, but some women still like me being lazy. No problem. Leave it like that for me. So we must stop creating that false impression.
It is a false impression.
That it's an easy job. They make money. What even if they make money? It's not easy. No job.
Bro,
it's easy enough.
I have friends that are medical doctor. Even medical doctor, they are not easy job. Like they cry every day. I remember when I finished high school, my parents, everybody, oh, go and study medicine. I said no. Until I said to my mom, I said, even if I study medicine, I'm not going to work as a medical doctor. I said, oh, go and study your engineering. Till today, that was my best decision ever. Medical personnel, they are not happy people. Even medical doctor, I have friends that are in this field. They cry every day, even with the money. How much is even the money? Except you are really a specialist for a doctor. That's when you even make money. It's very tough compared to the work you put in to be a qualified medical doctor in America. In Nigeria, I will not even talk about that one. Like they are overrated fee, to be honest. For me, you see, doctor, teachers, I say this to people. When I'm talking to people, I said, if they are not coming from your mind, you really want to help humanity, don't go there. They are not for everyone. If otherwise, you will be frustrated. You see teaching, you see to be a doctor, you have to love it. For you just have the belief, I want to help humanity, I want to help people. Then you go with that mind. If you're looking for money, go do business at me and start businesses. How much are you going to make as a doctor? I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the fact. So the thing is, it's just the mentality. People need to get away from some kind of mentality. Like when we're in university days, they will tell you, oh, you gotta make first class, you gotta make you one work with share and work here and work here. These are all bullshit. I'm not saying don't go work there, but think better. You can do better. America, there are jobs that will give you 6-figure easily without stress. Nurse, for you to make $100,000 in nursing job, you have to work shitload of hours. It's a lot of work. It's very hard. I'm telling you.
Thank you very much. Osfor, let me take Ada. I'm highlighting Ada. Sorry for that. Apologies. Is it the profession or that men's ego can't handle a woman anymore? Let's be honest. Osfor,
I would answer that question.
masculine. Could you weigh in on that, please?
Mr. James, I would not agree with you. The man was not stupid or foolish. If we revert back to what I said earlier, masculinity, a man that embodies manliness knows that your woman can make money, but it is not your money. The man was weak. It is weakness. Not knowing that you can empower your woman to make some extra change on the side. The money is for she and the kids. It's not for you to ask her how much is in the account, give me access. Why do you want to spend the woman's money? If you're a man, you know that you're supposed to work for your own money and take care of your wife, your kids, your family, whatever. You're not supposed to concern yourself with the money she's making on the side. And in this case, from what I was hearing in the video, it's like he was setting himself up to put himself in a position where she's working and he and the kids were going to chill and relax, and the woman revolted. It brings me back to weakness. He was weak. He was not stupid, but he was weak. He did not have the proper counsel or friends around him to tell him that, see, if this is not working, it's time to walk away from this marriage. I said this earlier, pent up rage. He has been keeping quiet, not addressing the issue for a very long time. He just reacted one day. And this is the result of what happens when a man does not talk. A man lacks the ability to address certain issues, call it out immediately and end it once and for all. But you say, okay, no, she would change or he would change. Call some things out, set some boundaries. If it does not work for you, walk away. It is that simple. The love, I keep saying, love is not enough. Respect should be there. Love is never enough. If the love is killing you, walk away. And a man that knows his worth or a woman that knows her worth would know that if my partner is not respecting me or listening to me, it's not working for me. And you don't have to wait for 6 months into marriage for you to know if you guys were courting for how long, God knows how long, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even a year. In some cases, they courted for 5 years before getting married. All that time, you had it to assess your partner and know if you guys are compatible enough. You don't need to go 6 months into a marriage to know what is going to work and what is not going to work. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. This next comment, I think either Mr. James or Mr. Wale, I want either or both of you to weigh into it. Traveling to Nigeria to bring a wife or a husband is bad. How well do you know the person? Some men who brought their wife from home turned them into slave women after becoming a nurse feel ego. So can either of you or both of you briefly weigh in on this? That first line, I mean the first two lines, where the question mark stops. Traveling to Nigeria to bring a wife or husband. How well do you know the person? Just those that's where the question mark ends, please. Thank you. Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mr. James.
You know what? I will not be able to answer this question because I belong to the old generation.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, traditionally, I grew up among the Beninese, although I'm not a Benin man. I'm used to I organize myself with their customs and traditions. Among the Beninese, if I have to marry a woman, my people need to investigate their lineage, and her people need to investigate my lineage. It's the two families that are getting married, not just me and the woman. After the investigations, there is no cause for alarm when the marriage could be contracted. That was the practice up to the time I left home. But that is not what is happening now. So,
All right.
for me, I will not be able to answer this question,
All right,
frankly
thank you
speaking.
very much. It
It's
still
just,
happens. It still happens in Nigeria with some people, not everywhere. But thank you
yes.
for that, Mr. Wale. Your take on this? I know AY, you want to weigh in on it, so but let Mr. Wale go first, please, if he has anything on that.
Well, I can almost say the same thing he said too, because
Okay.
like my dad always says, I'm a young old man, but um, because I've been confronted with this issue before, um, yes, it's the same. There's always something bad. I've never heard of one case that a man brought a girl or a man or vice versa from Nigeria to London or America that it went well. And the other question is, how well do you know the person? That's a great question. You're going to court somebody for 2 or 3 weeks after they introduce the person. In most cases, they actually look for these women for them, and then they suggest these women to them, and then they get to know each other, and then it goes on from there. I
All right.
can't really talk much on that, to be really
Okay,
honest.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You said that, let me put a figure on it, 99.9% of such situations don't end well. In your opinion, this is your opinion, so that they don't come out.
What I have known of
What you have
cases
known. So, in
of
your
cases, yeah.
opinion, you are saying that it is wrong. It shouldn't be.
I wouldn't say it is wrong. It's just that it's just not going well.
It's just not going. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, AY, the floor is yours.
So yeah, so with experience around people around me, the issue of men or women going back home to get married is a very complicated topic. One of it is on the part of the men. There are these men that basically what you cannot do for yourself, you think somebody can do it for you. This is the issue of the Nazi issue. Because sometimes these men, for example, they are taxi driver in America. They go home, they're looking for the best guests. They look for medical doctor. They look for women that all they are thinking, I will bring her here. Oh, study, go to nursing school, start making money. Then I will sleep. There are set of men that have this thinking. For me, to bring a woman down here, I usually cut on exposure. Does what level of exposure? Because there are some misconception about America, for example, as a case study. You see people in Nigeria, you live in America, all they think is, when they see you, all they see is money, 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 money. Oh, he lives in America. They are not even interested. What is he doing in America? What is he doing? Like, is he sweeping the street? What job is he doing? Is he working in Walmart with as minimum wage worker? They don't understand these dynamics. But when you see somebody that has some level of exposure, let's say maybe they've been to abroad, they study in abroad, even if they live in Nigeria, it's kind of different. When you're talking to them, they understand the issues, they understand the difficulty, they understand the challenges, right? But the ordinary girl you're gonna go bring somewhere in the village or that does not have that level of exposure, all they think is America is heaven. They get here, they see the system is not like that. They get depressed. What's going on? Because you go back home, you take $1,000 back home, you change the money, it's a lot of money. You spend it, spend it, spend it. Oh man, this man is rich. You come back to America, if you are not earning $5,000 a month, you are actually poor. You got to struggle with that money. If you are not earning up to 5,000, after pay rent, pay bills, then the man get frustrated. So it's a very risky thing. Except the other thing is the same men, most of them, they don't tell the women the truth. They go home, they can deceive them. Oh, I'm this, I'm this. When the women get here, they get the surprise, right? I have seen marriages that survive. People that went back home to get married. I have seen marriages that survive based on you have to start it with truthfulness. Hey, come on, I just the hustle now. I don't have much. I mean, this is my plan. Don't show yourself as a billionaire. When the woman gets here, they see something different. Again, the other thing is getting married to a woman thinking like, oh, the woman is gonna go to school, go do nursing, then she gonna be giving you all the paycheck. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna go take a woman back home, even if I want to study, give scholarship to somebody. To be honest, I say this: if I'm not doing it because of God, I'm not doing it. Even with my wife, if I want to sponsor you in school, if I know something is attached, I'm not doing it. If I'm not doing it freely to help you develop, doing it because of God, I'm not doing it. If I want to give $100 to anybody, if I'm not doing it because of God, I'm not doing it, because you will regret it. Most time you regret, because when you do things because of people, you are expecting payback. You are expecting some kind of benefit. But when you do it because of God, it's God that pay. God will reward it. So this is my whole personal belief. So it is a very complicated issue. I've seen a lot that really, like, maybe they don't even know the person they are dealing with. You think the person is different. By the time they get here, you start living with them. Some of them are also influenced by friends, by society. Oh, if you are in America, oh, if the man talk to you anyhow, call the police, do this, you have power. Before you know, they get on that line and start misbehaving. But it's complicated, to be honest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to run this part 2 on Friday next week. We have a broadcast on Thursday, which is also going to be an interesting one. Friday, I'm not so that we can stay longer. That's why we run this broadcast next week, part 2 of it. So I'll have a chat with Madam Nelly and Mr. James. The Thursday broadcast. I will want you please to be on the panel. Mr. Wale is going to be there. I'm going to change the time to 6 p.m., 6 to 9, 3 hours, because I have work, or 5 hours, or 5 to 9, because I have work to go to afterwards. So because it's a very or I probably will run a back-to-back broadcast on Friday. So I'll let you guys know. But this issue, we will continue to talk about it. It will after I finish talking to Madam Nelly. May I highlight something that personally I don't agree with any man raising their hands on a woman, regardless whether it leads to anything or not. Why beat? Why beat another person if the woman is your, even vice versa? Some women beat men. So if the woman is your sister, if she's your would you appreciate a man beating her? If she's your daughter, would you appreciate a man beating her? So that is not that should not be encouraged at any point. So somebody said this in the comments. My old man always say, "Walk away when you still have the chance before things get out of hand." Imagine the children lost both parents to domestic violence. Yes,
Very true.
you see, some religious people will disagree with that, but if they can come on board and tell us why they disagree with it, because see, like I said earlier, there is no shame in walking away from some situation. Go ahead, Mr. James.
Yeah, I said that the man is foolish for one reason. Assuming I close from work, I go to my house, open the door, get into my bedroom, and meet another man on top of my woman. It will be sheer foolishness on my part to harm the man. Because if the woman is what's it called, has respect for her matrimonial vow, she ought not to do that. So the fault is with the woman, not the man. And should I end up killing the man, it is foolishness on my part to kill a man because of a woman. And you know the consequence. Even I'm not even afraid of the death sentence. What I'm afraid of is the horrors you will stand, or the horrors you will put up standing a murder trial. Try to talk to any lawyer or a police prosecutor to explain to you the horrors people stand or they put up with when they are standing murder trial is worse than death. So why should I subject myself to such a horror because of a woman who willfully failed to have respect for her matrimonial vow? This is the reason why I said the man is foolish. You should not lose your life because of the action of another person who could not live up to your expectation. If the woman is unable to live up to my expectation by taking my wealth and everything, may God bless her wherever she goes. I told you of what they did to me in the state of Israel. This is a Nigerian I do not know from Adam. We lived together, we had good times in Israel. But at the end of the day, he swindled me. Should I go and hang myself? If I hang myself, will I now say, will people now say this because I'm not strong-willed, that I'm not foolish? No, it's foolishness on my part to hang myself because of the action of another man. I hope you are getting me.
Yeah.
I can lose my life on my own accord, just like a man they call Adekule Fajuyi lost his life with Aguiyi Ironsi. Aguiyi Ironsi was the head of state, went to his house on a state visit to Western Nigeria, Ibadan. When Aguiyi was to be killed, the man said, no, this man is my guest. If you kill him, it's worse than killing me. So I must go with him. That was how Adekule Fajuyi lost his life. He's the most honorable man Nigeria has ever produced. A man who laid down his life for his guest. So this is why I said the man is foolish. Anyway, I just want to ask a question. Those of you living in America and Europe, the men go home to marry wives and take them to the overseas. Is it also possible for a woman, an educated African woman, to go back to Africa and marry a man and take the man to Europe? Is it common?
It's not in terms of statistic wise, it's more on the side of the man than of the woman. Yes, but women also go back to Nigeria to marry men. I know one or two that have done it. So, but
Yeah.
statistically wise, it's more on the side of the men going back home or arranging wife for them. For listen, it's a broad. It's this we can. To some people, it has worked, so we can't sweep it. But it's like what Mr. Wally said. The chance of it working, it's rare because even the ones that we know each other, it hardly work. We are still struggling to make it work. I beg your pardon. How much more somebody you do not even know at all, know nothing about? It's a risk. It's a 50-50 chance we're going to take. Now, before you
Add to what you said.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so what the electricity said is actually true, Mr. James. So the men, um, most of them, they prefer to go back home because there is this white belief that, oh, the women that have lived here, oh, they don't upuai, the Nigerians say. They're too upuais. They go back home, they bring women down here. But on the side of the women, the percent is very low because women are more scared. They scared like, oh, they bring the man here, the man is gonna leave me and go. So they really scared of that. But few of them still go back home to get married.
Thank you. I don't know if this is a question that is being highlighted or a statement, but let's assume that it is a question. It does not happen in the UK or most European countries. Could it be about the system in America? So that would be a question. I will leave it for Oswald. You've not spoken for a while. Do you want to weigh in on that comment? Or
Hey, I would say something. It happens in the western part of Europe. I would say it happens in the western part of Europe because Europe and America because of the judicial system. It's all about women now. So men get frustrated, and when they get frustrated like this, they lash out. Let's look at what's happening in America today. Your wife would cheat on you, take you to court, win custody of the kids, take half of your wealth. That's after dragging you through court, the humiliation of putting your pictures in the paper. After all that, she will take half of your wealth. She will still have custody of the kids, and you end up paying child support because you're the one making all the money. So it happens in Europe. Yes, don't say it does not happen in Europe, especially the western part of Europe where they've bought into the ideology of freedom for women and the patriarchy is against women. Yes, it happens in Europe very
Yeah.
well.
Thank you. I think Mr. James highlighted it that these things happens everywhere. It's just that it's more common in some places than the other. It also happens in Nigeria. The only one of the major problem in Nigeria is they don't report it as it is reported in other parts of the world. That is one thing I know about it. It happened. Uh, please, I need you to defend me on this. You have to defend me. Don't be biased. Even though I see a sense of humor in it, in this comment. So typically it is as usual, causing controversy as usual. Is that me, please? Mr. EZD.
It means you are doing your work the way it should be done.
All right.
When I was a student at the University of Lagos, we had a lecturer they call Kingsley Anyang, a philosopher. So a girl walked into his office and told him, "Sir, whenever I finish listening to your lectures, I'm always confused." Then Anyang told the lady, "So, oh, thank you very much. You mean I'm doing my job? Because my work is to make you confused and make you think." So please start generating the controversy, because without controversy, you'll not be able to discuss issues in depth and appropriately. So please don't give up.
Actually, one of my friend's wife, she has to nickname me Mr. Controversy. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. So I would like to thank those in the comment section, those who came on the show. We're going to have part 2 of this. It's an important discussion for us to have. And if you've been affected by that video, the audio we list, even me myself, it affects me. I try playing it for my daughter. She said that I don't want to listen. And so it's serious. We have to talk about it, but with the hope that it will save a life and put things in context. And this issue cannot continue to go on and on. So
I have a question for Mr. James, please.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, please. Would you say giving into negative emotion is that weakness or foolishness?
I can
That's the
neither answer.
question.
Yes, I will not be able to answer yes or no. I wish you can cite particular examples, because
I would give you an example.
when you say negative is relative, just like good and bad. These are relative terms.
I
So
would give you an example. If someone has been constantly offending you, and on this given day, he or she has done it again, and you have this anger, I just need to punch him. Would you say he is foolish for going out and doing what his mind just told him, or would you say that's foolishness or weakness on his part?
It's foolishness, because if I punch you, that action I've taken has consequences. And if the state should descend on me for punching you, even if they ask you what caused the quarrel, that is not as serious as me punching you, because I'm going to stand trial for punching you, and I will go to jail for punching you. The hardship I will go through in being incarceration for 6 months or whatever it is not worth it for me to suffer for your sake, for making me to punch you. So it is better for me to swallow the insults and walk away. In my life, I've walked out of so many friends, tens of.
So this brings me to the second question. Would you say those that are indisciplined are foolish?
Yes.
They are foolish.
Yes, if indiscipline.
Indisciplined, they are foolish. I would tell you that they are not foolish. Indiscipline is typical everyday weakness. You giving into what you feel has to be done instead of doing what is right. It is weakness on your part.
No, for example, if I take a bottle of brandy and I empty everything at a go because I'm an alcoholic, you might see it as a weakness in me because I'm an alcoholic, but I have the option not to be an alcoholic because the consequences of drinking a bottle of brandy at a go is very severe. It's because of my foolishness. That is why I'm unable to weigh the consequences appropriately and making myself, subjecting myself to my weakness.
I would say
one advantage I have over most people is that I've lived in very many different societies. I've met a lot of people and I've been to a lot of places. I've passed through so many funny situations, let me put it that way. So whatever happens to me, I have a wealth of background, experience to fall back on, which has sort of mold my character and behavior towards people. In most cases, when I talk to people, or if I'm having conversations with people, before they make up to 8, 9, 10 sentences, I know exactly where they're driving at. So I know where to draw the line. But some people do not have that advantage. I got this advantage because I've moved and lived with people and I've read a little books as well. And I've lived in a generation that existed before me in literature. I've read most of William Shakespeare, Greek, literature, Roman literature, modern African literature. So I have a wealth. I'm not boasting anyway. I have some experience to fall back on to regulate my behavior in society.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, Osfor.
Did that make myself clear?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. Because sometimes we tell each other this. We say it to each other. I can say to Ayo, why do you behave so foolishly? Or I can say to Osfor that your behavior is a foolish behavior. I don't know if that is what Mr. James is trying to convey. Because we say to each other at times when we do certain things. I'm not in the sense of either dragging the person down or being judgmental.
Foolishness, in my opinion, is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Okay.
Weakness, in my opinion, is giving in and doing something that you know it is wrong, but because you feel like in the moment or in the heat of the moment, you feel like you have to do it. When you give in to that emotion, it is weakness.
Okay.
Not foolishness.
I think I'm not an expert in definition of this foolishness or whatever it is. We need to get an expert into this matter. Like I said, we will run part 2 of this program next week, Friday, guaranteed. And we will stay all night. Nana O said common law marriage is better. It lasts than the real marriage without any. Please, what is common law marriage now? Does anybody know what is common law marriage?
That should be white marriage.
No, I said common law marriage is better.
Yeah, that's common law. Common law. That is the law we inherited from Britain is known as common law. We are part of the common law countries. So any marriage, that is white marriage, what we call white marriage.
And he said it lasts than the real marriage without any problem. I don't get that.
So on this, with the context she used this language, I think she's talking about traditional marriage, but common law ordinarily is the white marriage. But
Okay.
I would think she want to say like, oh, our
Traditional marriage is better than common law.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Okay, yeah, that is why I got confused. Our traditional marriage is better than come on. That is still an argument on its own. So, so honestly speaking, it's an argument on its own. Well, let's see what the next comment.
I
Uh,
wish you can come. You can invite a sociologist.
yeah, I mean, I'll talk to Dr. Rudolph, and we'll try to
Yes,
bring
to help us with yes,
some
a sociologist.
some experts
A
into
sociologist.
this. Yeah, but nevertheless, it's still a discussion. We will still have next week, so that because sociology has their own part to play, they don't have answer to all the situation. Like we are talking now, we've been able to. I believe we've been able to, or let me rephrase. I argue that we've been able to answer some people's questions out there. We've been able to help people who are going through similar situation to understand that you can walk away if need be. Take a break, and everything is not about money. Please, we must not make everything about money, because once you're dead, you're gone. Everything is not about money. And until we come to this point in our life to understand this simple fact that everything is not about money, then I think we'll save ourselves a lot of heartache. And as we draw the curtain for tonight, I would like to thank those in the comment section and those on that joined the program and the panel. Mark your date for next week, Friday. We will start. And then we will stay all night because I'm free that weekend. So, Mr. Wale, we will always talk. We know how we'll catch up, and we will have this our usual talk. So, once again, I would like to thank you, Osfall, AY, Wale, Mr. Righteous Man, Mr. James, Madam Nelly, and I live in Nigeria. So everyone that have participated, just in the comment section, Baker, Wale, Ada, some of you I can't remember your name again. Your comments help us to go through this. And next week Friday we will be here. Next week Thursday and Friday. It may be a back-to-back show on Friday, or it will be a show on Friday. But definitely this part 2 will come up. A Stitch in Time part 2. We will run it next week Friday. So thank you very much and have a lovely week ahead. God bless you.
Thank you.